Every day at Dollar Tree, in the crafting aisle, you can find all kinds of wood blanks that you can use for crafting, even in the Dollar Tree Plus. These are all on a budget, so plug in your glue guns and let's get started. We're going to start with this planked whiteboard. I love that it was already white because I love crafting with white, although you can paint it in any color you want. I removed the juice string and the staples, sanded it down just a little bit, and then I'm going to give it a fresh coat of white paint because this one was a little scratched up a little bit. So we're just going to freshen it up. Not a lot of paint used. Once dry, we're going to pair it with this stencil. This is from Essential Stencil, and I'm going to use the Happy Harvest, but I'm going to place the harvest at the bottom and the happy on the top. I am a huge fan of stencils. I absolutely love how easy it is. And the technique that I use is basically have very, very little amount of paint on your brush and then do round and around motion, not pressing hard on the stencil, basically just letting the brush glide. I'm going to do the harvest in the beautiful pumpkin paint by Waverly Chalk Paint, and this one in the blue is Ocean Blue by Waverly as well. I am also going to use this rub-on transfers, also from Essential Stencil. They sent me a while back and I hadn't used these, so I'm going to use some of it. And basically, you just want to cut out the design that you want, and then you remove the back like a sticker and start rubbing it on. Just scraping it on, lifting and rubbing as you go. And I am going to speed it up quite a bit for you because it's very repetitive. But basically, again, you just want to rub and lift as you go. Because this is a planked board, you are going to miss those little middle sections, and that's okay. Once it's completely attached, you just remove it. And then with a nail filer, we're just going to just remove the excess from the edges. That's it. So easy. All right, so we're also going to pair it with this cute little scarecrow that came with the set. Again, I'm just going to cut off the design, remove the back like a sticker, and then place it where I want it. And I'm going to place them right there because it's so cute. Again, I'm just going to rub and lift as I go. The set also came with several of these little leaves and corn stalks, so I'm just going to place several of them. Now, I ended up later on covering them up with some embellishments, which I should have just thought very well where to place these, but it's okay. You live and learn. All right, so I added a few of these, and now I'm going to add some faux knots. I'm just going to make some knots on this rope from Dollar Tree, cut off the excess from the top and the bottom, and I'm going to make two of them, one for each side. This is going to be hot glued to the top of the board, and it's going to make it look like the sign is hanging from the knot, but it's not. That's why it's faux knots. All right, so I'm going to hot glue one knot on each corner at the top, and then we're going to flip the board over, and we're going to add hot glue, and then glue some rope right behind where the knots are. Again, this is just going to give it the illusion it's hanging from the knots. Although I can totally leave it like this, I think it looks very cute, but I just felt like something was missing in this corner. So I'm going to add a couple of these leaves and one little tiny pine cone from Dollar Tree, and I'm just gonna hot glue them, and that's it. What a cute! I love the florals that I added, and I love the entire design. The plank board, it's gorgeous, but what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. I have used these square boards so many times and I love them. They're just a great alternative to the round boards and so fun. I'm going to remove the jute string and I'm going to give it a coat of paint. Now this is going to be like a heavy dry brush and I'm going to do it in different directions. Before I add anything to this board, I want to make the board look planked and very distressed, very worn out and weathered. If this is not your look, of course, you can just paint it all one color and that's fine. So once the board was painted and dry, I'm going to plank it just using markers. I'm going to make marks where I want them and then just draw lines. Again, this is just going to give it that cute little planked look. But if this is not your style, just skip it. And then I'm also going to distress the edges using Antiquing Wax by Waverly. And I'm just going to add it. And then I'm going to just kind of spread it and with the same towel. And then I'm going to sand everything down. So it's a lot of layering, a lot of texture being added. But I do love how this looks. And I don't add it in all of my crafts because I know it's not for everyone. But again, like I said, I'm just going to sand everything down. And speaking of textures, I do want to let you know that I launched a new mini course that is online, very affordable. And I have the link in the description box if you want to join. Check it out. All right, so I wiped everything well, and I'm going to pair it with this stencil, also from Essential Stencil that I've had for so long, and it fits perfect on it. I'm going to put it where I want it and then tape it. Now, I'm going to leave it here for just a couple of seconds so you can see in real time without being sped up how easy it is to just glide the brush. All right, so now I'm going to keep going. This is Truffle Color by Waverly Chalk Paint, and I'm just going to do the actual words with it. For the flowers, I'm going to do a combination of paint as well as markers. The green that I am using for the leaves is Fern by Waverly Chalk Paint as well. And I'm just going to do the leaves, and then it dawned on me I can also use my paint markers, which is really fun. If you don't use paint markers or if you don't have them in your crafting stash, I highly, highly recommend these. I use these all the time. They have a regular like marker tip on one end and then a paintbrush tip on the other, and it's just like paint. Love them. They're so easy, especially for stencils. It gives you that painting by numbers kind of feel, which is really fun. All right, so I'm just going to do the flowers yellow, and then I decided to add a different kind of green on some of the leaves, not all of them. This is just going to add dimension. I also added this orange on these little tiny beads or balls or seeds or something. All right, so here I'm adding the green, and then with brown marker, I'm going to do the center. And here's the reveal. I think it turned out so cute. But I wanted to add something 3D. So I drilled a hole right in the center of the flower after I did all that painting, but I think it turned out so cute. I'm going to add some of these flowers from Dollar Tree. Just a little hot glue. And I think painting the flowers behind it was fine anyways, because when you look at it, you can really see that it was nice and full. All right, same technique we used earlier. We're just going to make some faux knots, this time with some white rope. And we're going to add a couple of knots here at the top, covering those holes, and then flipping it over and adding the rope. Such an easy. Now, I did tape one of the ends of the rope so it didn't fray on me. I gotta tell you, adding all of those layers of the dry brushing and the antiquing wax and the planked look and the sanding really gave this board and this sign a beautiful custom look. I love the scripture, but what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we're going to take this wooden blank, also from Dollar Tree. It's the shape of a house, and I've had it for so long. It's already brown, but we're going to resurface it with some of these peel and stick wallpaper that Dollar Tree carries. This one has such a modern vibe, and I can't believe that I'm going to use it, but we're going to see how it turns out. All right, I am going to mark where I need to cut, and then it's just like a sticker. We're going to remove the back, and then we're going to place it on top of the wood blank, and then we're just going to press it, making sure it's nicely attached. And then I'm going to use my sanding block to remove the excess from the sides. Sanding downwards will remove the excess paper, but also really smooth out those edges. This little wooden home is so cute. They come two in a pack, and I found them at Dollar Tree several months back. I'm going to add one of them to the bottom right corner, and I'm not even going to paint it. I contemplated painting it maybe golden tone, but no, I think brown looks really good. All right, this tiny little wreath forms. I have no clue where it came from. I don't know. Maybe Hobby Lobby? I have no clue. Anyways, I found it on my stash, so I'm just going to make it into a tiny little fall wreath. And of course, you can do any other style, maybe all green if you want this to be a year-round decor. But because it's fall season upon us, I am going to add several of embellishments, flowers, and little pigs that have that fall nice look. And then I'm just going to hot glue them in place, and once it's all done, then we're going to attach it to the top of the house right above the home portion. Again, it's just going to give it that nice texture and look, but you can always skip it and just leave it the way it was. I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue and then place it there. For this one, we're just going to add rope to the back. That's it. This is such a quick and easy craft you can do. I love these little wooden houses. I haven't seen them recently, but you can also do this with any other style board. I love, love, love the look and the wallpaper. I think it works out, but let me know what you think down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we are going to start with these metal pieces. You can find a Dollar Tree. This one has a corrugated style look to it, and it had a little bit of a curve, but we're going to fold it anyways. I'm going to pair it with this wood blank. It's kind of like a box style, and I'm going to paint it white. So here we are. I'm going to use my ruler to kind of help me fold it in half. We just want to create like a little tent. Then I'm going to take some foam because I do want to be able to attach some dowels to it. And I thought the best way to do it is to cut foam in triangle shapes. That way it fits in those little corners nicely. I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue and place one in each side. Again, this is because we want to insert some dowels, and you'll see why here in just a second. I'm going to attach the second one again with a little bit more hot glue, and I'm also going to add more foam inside the box because the dowels are going to attach the box as well. We're creating a cute little pumpkin stand. It's going to be so cute. Wait until you see it. All right, so I'm going to add the foam, and then we're going to take the dowels and we're going to cut them to the size that we need. I just decided to do it in this size. You can go higher or lower. It's up to you. Adding a little bit of glue, I inserted both dowels on each side, and I'm going to do the same thing at the base. I am going to add more pieces of foam. This is because we want to add some florals. So I'm just going to keep adding until the entire surface at the bottom is covered. Then I'm going to fill it with some craft paper, and that's just going to create elevation so that when I place things, they don't sink down, but they kind of stay on the surface. So I'm just going to add some of this white craft paper. We're going to cover the entire thing with some Spanish moss, and I'm not even going to hot glue them. I'm just going to place them in there. And then we're going to keep adding different things from Dollar Tree. Little pumpkins, little tiny candy corns from a banner that I found last year. It's just whatever I wanted to add. I'm just going to keep adding and make it nice and full. I'm also going to add some florals and some greenery to just kind of fill it in. I'm also going to add one of the window clings that I have here, and I'm going to Mod Podge it in place. I'm just going to add a layer of Mod Podge, place the window cling. Now it will be overlapping in the top and bottom. That's okay. We're going to cut that off. So I'm just going to place it, remove any bubbles that it may have, and then I'm also going to do another layer of the Mod Podge. That way it'll seal everything in. And with my X-Acto knife, I'm just going to remove the excess from the top and the bottom. And that's about it for this one, guys. What a cute little pumpkin stand. Oh my word, this will look so cute on a console table, even as a centerpiece. I love it, but let me know what you think down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we're going to take this beautiful board. It was $3 at the Dollar Tree Plus, and it has a beautiful design. Loved this board. We're going to remove the sticker, and we are going to paint it white. I know, I love white, but you can use any color. Please know that you can also stain these boards. I love anything you want to do to them. All right, once dry, we're going to sand it smooth just to smooth it out, and then of course we want to wipe it well. And yes, we are going to use another stencil. I love stencil, especially if you do not have a cutting machine. If you have a cutting machine, create your own decals. I think that would be so fun. These are the brushes that I use for stenciling. They're really good, and I do have them in my Amazon store if you want to check them out. They are great for stenciling. Again, I'm just doing that round and round motion, not pressing hard at all. All right, so this stencil is gorgeous. It has 3 trees, and I'm going to do several colors on, especially on the leaves, because I want to create that fall foliage look. And I'm going to use a combination of green, yellow, and orange. For the trunk, I'm going to use brown, of course, and then I'm just going to let you watch and enjoy. All right, so they're nice and dry. Look how cute they look. Oh my word. Okay, so you can add a decal to the top of this, of course, if you have a cutting machine or maybe from a calendar page, but I decided to add a couple of bows here. I'm going to use some ribbon from Dollar Tree Make it simple, just loop it, scrunch it in the middle, tie it with jute string, and I'm going to layer another one of these bows using this beautiful pumpkin ribbon from Dollar Tree, and I think it complements the color very well. I'm going to add a little bit of foam at the top of the board because I do want to add some greenery as well. So once the foam is attached, I'm going to attach the bows right in the center, and then we're going to add some greenery and a flower in the middle. That's about it for this one, guys. What a beautiful sign you can display. You can gift it to a family member. I love the trees, how simple it is, but yet colorful. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. I have another video here for you with tons more of Dollar Tree DIY crafts inspiration. Check it out. I'll see you later and have a blessed day. Bye.